Hello YouTube, Moose Cow here, continuing Kings and Kaisers, wrapping up round 3 with the Pro Central Powers China. So here we go real quick. They have 8 IPCs to start out with. They're going to buy 2 artillery. They have 1 on the board. 3 artillery are the max that either side in the National Protection War may purchase. So spending all 8 I got on those 2 artillery. And then we got 1 battle, and that's pretty much it. So the turn order for this always changes depending on the die roll, and how we have it right now. Whoever goes first on the first round of this war really gets an advantage. So very possible that we're going to be changing some setup stuff, but for now, for the time being, we're going to keep playing this as is, pretty much. But look for in the future there is going to be a few setup changes with this and stuff, and things shuffled around, but overall the same, map the same, etc. Anyway, so he has 1 defending infantry here in Hope. I'm going to come in with 2 cavalry and 1 infantry from Yunnan. So 3 twos against his 3. And then the infantry from Hainan is going to go up to Kwangtung. This cavalry is going to stay put. And then these 2 infantry here are going to move over to Kwangtung. And yeah, that is it. So I know this looks crazy. I'm leaving Zhejiang open. I'm just trying to congregate as much as I can. See how that goes out. See how that works out. But anyway, here we go. So again, two artillery as a purchase. We got this 1 battle here, and just thinking it over again now that I see it playing out. Let's do. You know what? I'm gonna swap this. Just to roll. You know what? No. I am doing that. I have a reason to do that. So let's see. Think. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with that. Okay, so let's do this 1 battle. 3 twos against a 3. Oop. Well, 2 dice completely missed. 3 sixes. Okay, I see how it goes. Also a 6. Granted, I hit my dice. Should have taken my dice out. Still a 6. Okay, that's weird. Alright, well, it's just contested. So, that's not fun, but whatever. 2 artillery going down in Kwangtung. They collect 6 IPCs. Okay, disposition. Cavalry in Yunnan, 2 cavalry and an infantry in Hope, 3 artillery and 4 infantry in Kwangtung. Alright, and that is China. So now we have officially finished the 3rd round of this game of Kings and Kaisers. So let me do somewhat of a quick recap. Here is the boneyard dish. Just spill it right here. Pretty active this time. Some more neutrals being brought in, lots of chips, both Zeppelins shot out of the sky. Let's see, a military base was destroyed, poison gas was destroyed. So yeah, very effective. Effective 3rd round. Lost some naval units. The Ottomans lost naval units. Germans lost naval units. British lost a naval unit, looks like, and Russians lost naval units. And we got some Austrian cavalry in there, and so on and so forth, and Italians, bit of everybody, and now also the Chinese. So here is what happened. Austria-Hungary struck back against Italy with a vengeance. decimating the Italians here in Tyrol because Madman overlooked that I had a fighter in Austria. And unfortunately that cost him dearly because then I had air supremacy, bumping up all the artillery to attack at a 4. And then Austria-Hungary marched into Romania, and they marched and... sorry about that. I forgot to empty my trash on my phone, so I ran out of space. Anyway, presuming where I was, more or less, Austrians came in, pushed into the Russian front. And then Russia basically just continued to congregate in Moscow, mobilized more units in Petrograd, Moscow, their military base here in western Ukraine, and being surrounded by the Ottomans and Austrians, they chose to attack the Ottomans, and they completely wiped them from the board. So we had a very historical battle as to when, to represent what happened when the Ottomans went into the Caucasus, which it was very bad, and a lot of them froze to death. So very costly to me as the Ottomans. I lost my poison gas because of that. He came in with his poison gas. And that has allowed the British to come in and kind of have the Ottomans in a bit of a panic. I'll come back to that in a bit, though. What else? They brought some more of their Far East units over, and they received improved naval mines from the U.S.'s, from sharing their tech the first round. They placed it in here in C-Zone 34, and that helped them quite a bit, as you'll see. I'll get to that on the Ottomans' turn. Germany tried to do a bombing raid against Petrograd. They tried to do a bombing raid against Petrograd with a Zeppelin, lost a Zeppelin. Tried to do another bombing raid against Paris, lost that Zeppelin too. It was, round 2 I had the C-Zone blunder. Round 3, I had the Zeppelin blunder. It was no good. Germany moved units back into Denmark. They mobilized more Air Force and ground units in Cologne and Bavaria, while mobilizing more units in Berlin. And they are congregating in Lithuania currently, having units in Poland, attacking Belarus, and bringing units, including the Red Baron, a special Red Baron hero unit, into East Prussia there. And then they received 2 minefields on their tech. Austria-Hungary also received another minefield, although they have not placed it yet. Germany built one, mobilized one of the 2 minefields they received in Denmark, the others unplaced. What else? A little bit of rearranging from on the Western Front, moving into, I think I was in Belgium before with a lot of it. I was in Belgium and Alsace, I think that's what it was, and then just kind of moved in to Lorraine, congregated there, and in return, France backed from Picardy, and into Paris, and rearranged a few pieces, more or less there. Some of the last German naval units, cruisers and transports, went from transported 2 infantry from Chile and brought them over to Africa. Now contesting with 3 infantry in French West Africa. And then they had some other cruisers here, resulting in some other sea battles with the British. And British here, which they lost. The France knocked out the transport here, and then the British dreadnought got damaged down here in C-Zone 12. There was also some combat here in Rhodesia. The Germans came into Rhodesia, and as you can see, the British Empire came back and took that. Didn't take it out. There's still 2 infantry here with a machine gun, but it is contested, and those guys, they can either stay there or they can move to Angola, pretty much. But anyway, that might be the case, but we'll see. What else? Still an infantry in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan they took. There's a cruiser over here for Germany still in C-Zone 42, and there's a cruiser still here in 61 convoying Sydney, or New South Wales. And then they still have these Pacific Islands. Japan took out German New Guinea this time, and they are convoying the Germans here in C-Zone 51 with Qingdao. And let's see what else. Southern Mexico is still contested at the end of the round, so there's still Germans there. France has been backing up to France. They, like I said, did all that stuff here, and then they took their 3 infantry they had in Egypt and attacked southern Anatolia. And as you can see on the Ottomans' turn, after it was contested, the Ottomans took it out. So those 3 French are gone from the Middle East area, or they were originally from the Africa coast. So those guys are gone. And then that transport there has been helping the British move from Portugal and stuff too. And there's still a Frenchie on Portugal. Moving back onto the British Empire, with this area being safe, he has moved his naval units this way, doing a kind of a major shift in play. And with using the naval port, he has been building. He can now build a sub here, and he then shifted and took out everything, because there was Mesopotamia was left wide open, so he just took all those units with all those transports from here and from here, moved up, congregated, just shifted everything over from India and took out Mesopotamia, making a landing there. So now the Allies have the minor city of Basra. What else? This is the situation over here still, pretty much left unchanged from last time. And he's moved a few cruisers into here with the Italians as well. So that's that. The U.S. activated the Azores for the British Empire. And also, side note, this is a little reference of mine. Madman made two mistakes on his U.S. video. One, he first moved his battleship, as our dreadnought, to this sea zone, but instead he moved it back, or kept it here, or whatever it was, wherever. I think it came from the sea zone or something. Anyway, he moved it here to do or to here to do a amphibious assault, amphibious landing, right? Except he couldn't do that. Because this is a contested territory, and so you can't naval bombard into a contested territory. Additionally, he did a preemptive shot for my German artillery. Because it's contested, I don't get that preemptive shot. So I told him to do his original move with this dreadnought and put it in Sea Zone 8. So that is where that is at. Okay. Realize I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I think it's fitting when I do it. But anyway, Japan, like I said, came down here, went over there. He's just basically going from island. He's got a plan. He's gonna knock out my cruiser there, I'm sure, trap it, and if this cruiser comes back into the Pacific, he can kill and trap that one too. Moving on to the Ottomans. The Ottomans, like I said, they're in a pickle of a situation. They're being stretched thin already. So they took out the French units here, with the units from Bulgaria being towed down with the cavalry. And then shifted positions. The units in Arabia went to Hejaz. Most of what was in Palestine backed up to Syrian desert, and other units railed from Marmara to Syria desert. And they built a fighter, and they made a successful but very costly sea battle here in Sea Zone 34. They came in with 2 subs and 2 cruisers and lost a sub and a cruiser to the improved naval mines. But they did get 2 hits and then lost another cruiser against the 2 Russian cruisers that were there. It was probably a call that I should have waited on so that the mines went away. However, I felt that it was needed to go ahead and just do it. But I probably still should have just waited it out and not taken my chances, because that, like I said, it was costly. It would be much nicer to have 3 units and not 1. But who knows? Maybe the dice would have still not gone my way. It can go either way with this. And then after that, Italy stayed in Egypt, stayed down in British East Africa, and he built more units here. Moved to Venice, moved everything except for 1 infantry out of Tyrol. Moved to Veneto with the minor city of Venice. So either or, and is congregating there. And he got he got a machine gun. He got a tech and got a machine gun with Italy. So Italy has a machine gun and poison gas. So even though he lost a lot of units there, we still are dealing with a very powerful Italy, having both of those techs right there. And the Italian Navy is still pretty healthy. So that's that. And then moving on to the U.S., like I said, U.S. came in, did another round of combat here. They're being, this distraction is paying off because he only got one hit, but I only got one hit against him too. So the war in Mexico is going to go for another round at least. Oh yeah, and also Germany, back up to Germany here. Germany moved from the remaining units from Chile and knocked out Paraguay. Or sorry, Bolivia. That's Paraguay. This is Paraguay. This is Bolivia. So they came in and knocked out Bolivia so they could threaten Brazil, which he has come in and mobilized Brazil, and he's mobilized Cuba as well. So a lot of this is the most South American action we have seen in one of these games. This is pretty cool. All right, cool. Anyway, so that is the situation with America, and they're also convoying the Germans over here in French Polynesia, and they're convoying Chile here in Season 10, and what else? Like I said, they activated the Portuguese unit in the Azores, and he was going to send a cruiser over here originally, but with the Japanese, but he changed his mind to send it over here. So that about does it for round 3. And then here's a quick look at the victory point tracker. So that aside, I still have, I believe, the most points. I believe this is up to date. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Okay. So here's what we've got. Germany still has Pacific colonies. Germany has the most territories, not Germany, Central Powers, which is just Germany right now, has the most territories in Africa. I think of the two, it's original British, French, or Ottoman aligned territories. Let's see, count that. I could be wrong with this actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, actually, so the Allies do have that one currently, I think, unless I missed something. Oh yeah, they even have Madagascar too. So you have that. So there's that, and where is it? Western Front is currently a tie, I believe is what he said, and let's see, favorable trade, Central Powers have it because, and actually, I didn't even think about Denmark counting as that, but yes, so Denmark, the favorable trade is the most control of most territories along these sea zones, which includes both Netherlands and Denmark. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's tied right now. Nobody controls Netherlands. So anyway, so cool. That's tied. Russian Revolution has not occurred, so the Allies currently have that. Empire Point, the Central Powers have that. The Central Powers have Belgrade. Central Powers have Sofia. Central Powers have 3 minor cities. They have 4. And they have Verdun. And that's it. The Allied powers have Basra. And those two. So right now, I am winning by, not including this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there are 7 rounds left of this game. Whew, man. 7 rounds left of this game, so a lot is going to change. A lot is going to change this game. So we'll see. Some things will go in my favor, some things won't. That's how it always goes. But we'll stay tuned. We'll continue round 4 shortly.